Well, hey guys, good morning and welcome to Inspirations for Your Life. It's so good to have you here this morning. If my voice sounds a little raspy, I apologize for that. This morning, I had a pretty big holiday party I was invited to last night. There's lots of parties happening, and still one more happening after I travel. So, again, it is great to have you here on Saturday, December 20th, 2025. And that means because it's a Saturday, it's a brand new master topic. We'll get started with that in just a minute. If this is your first time here, I want to say welcome and thank you. If you're coming back, I want to say welcome back and thank you for coming back. I always appreciate people who enjoy the quality of my content. So thank you very much, everyone. And if you have not checked out believemeachieve.com, what are you waiting for? Go check that out after the show is over. You can get my short form content, my long form content, my reels, and so much more. So definitely check that out. If you're thirsty, feel free to go get yourself a bottle of water, some RO water, or a snack, whatever you want. Come on back, get comfy and cozy, and we'll start the show. All right, guys. So, by the way, you're tuned into another powerful episode, and this is a Saturday episode, December 2025, of the ever popular Inspirations for Your Life show. This is the daily motivational show that helps you think sharper, feel stronger, and live more deliberately every single day. By the way, this is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. That's right, engineer, marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, coach, graduate student, and yes, a passionate lifelong learner. And I'm here to help you spot the real life signs and subtle clues that have been, well, maybe hiding, but trying to guide you along the way, even while you are busy scrolling, doom scrolling past them. So today's a really good topic, but the master topic we're kicking off today for the week is spotting real life signs. Incidentally, we are in series 4, in case you were wondering that. Um, are you missing the clues in life? Are they right in front of you? They are. This isn't superstition, guys. It's about patterns, uh, synchronicities, feedback, and that inner compass that will guide you when you actually listen to it and can save you months or years of frustration and aggravation. So, without any further ado, guys, I'd like to go ahead and kick off with the very first point for today, and that is, what if you're not stuck? You're just ignoring the signs. I think a lot of people say they're stuck, right? But then what we find out is that they're never stuck. It's just that they weren't paying attention to their guides, right? Everybody wants what they want. I get it. But we have to be open to not getting that, because we're either going to get that or we're going to get something even better. And I think that's the hard truth that some people don't want to believe, is that things take time, unfortunately. Not a long time, but they take some time. And the time is not up to us. But we have to be ready, because when those clues are surfacing, we have to be able to harness them and move forward. Number 2, please, please, please be honest. What would actually feel like a sign to you right now? Um, would it be somebody calling you? Would it be a text? Would it be a feeling you get? What would it be? So I have one that I want to share with you. I think it's a pretty cool one. So here is a sign from the universe. Things are going well and on my path. A bakery made a minor mistake on a cake I ordered. They let's say doctored it up the best they could, and it was good. And then they said no charge. Is that a sign? Well, some people would say, gee, you just got lucky. But I want to tell you that was a sign. Yes, a bakery fixing a cake mistake and comping it for free can feel like a positive synchronicity, a meaningful coincidence, signaling you're aligned with your path. Synchronicity, a concept from psychologist Carl Jung, describes events that coincide without casual connection, but carry personal significance, often during times of growth or transition. These moments, like unexpected kindness or gifts, affirm you're on track and the universe supports your journey. Why this fits as a sign? Businesses rarely offer free fixes due to policies on errors. Yet your bakery went, as they did, beyond and above. My bakery did this, turning a mishaps into generosity, mirroring themes of grace in everyday interactions, such as bonus outcomes, highlight abundance flowing when you're in flow, much like your past choice not to overbill clients. Um, I think sometimes people get stuck on these things, and you can get more with honey than you can with being nasty. So I just was like, help me. There's something you can do. And not only did they help me, but they gave me the key context so this would never happen again. I've ordered from them before. And if I order 10 cakes, maybe one gets messed up, which is not a lot. But I was very grateful for that. So that's a sign. Number 3, not every coincidence is deep, but some are. So here's how to tell. All right. How do you tell? I think if you're in the right place, if you're getting a feeling, and it could be something as simple as somebody offering you a cup of coffee. It could be maybe you get a referral, right? Or like I had a new dentist I was going to, and it was a sign when they were so busy and they were able to just magically fit me in. That was where I was supposed to go. Number 4, guys. Sometimes the sign is just feedback you don't want to hear, but we need to hear it. Number 5, if you keep asking for a sign, but ghost every opportunity, that's your answer. That is your answer. The universe doesn't always whisper. Sometimes it repeats. Yes. Watch for repeat signs. This is an indication the universe is trying to tell you something that you're, being oblivious to. Number 7, you know it's a real sign when it asks you to grow, not run away. I think that's hard for a lot of people to understand that concept of, not, going away, but growing. Number 8, the last time you said, I knew it, what clues did you ignore? Number 9, your body gives better signs than your feed does in social media. Tension, peace, gut drops. Number 10, if, let's say, 3 different people say the same thing, pay attention. Pay attention. Number 11, maybe the sign isn't yes or no. Maybe it's not like this at all. Number 12, stop waiting for a lightning bolt. Look for breadcrumbs and try to pick up the breadcrumbs as you move through. Number 13, the sign you're on the wrong path. You're shrinking yourself to fit. Okay. Number 14, the sign you're on the right path. You respect yourself more. Even if it's hard, you do. Number 15, one question before you label something a sign or just noise. Does this move me closer to who I want to become or pull me further away? The other day, I had to visit a storage facility, and this one person that's the head manager there actually was on one of my boards, which I'm a president of, 501c3. And the lady many years ago, she pulled out and she just, let's say, didn't do what she promised. So I came to collect. When you promise me something, then you just leave me hanging. I mean, that's not right. So years later, I go back and there's no interest in doing anything, which is fine. And when I called to rent a unit for my charity for a clothing and toy drive, I spoke to a manager who had to speak to the senior manager who I knew. And the person said no. It's too late. No. And apparently, she also divulged some information to her that some things went down and she didn't want to rent to me. So I said, well, I'll pay. And she couldn't turn her away me as a customer. And when I wanted to go back to vacate the unit, I said I wanted to go back when she wasn't there, right? Well, as fate had it, she's always not there, usually in the afternoon. Well, I went back there the other day. And the day I went back, which happened to be Friday, around 5:15, 5:20, I figured the other lady would be there. She wasn't. This lady was there. She had changed quite a bit. I just went in. I was very polite. I said, yes, I'd like to vacate my space, please. My unit is such and such. Didn't give me any confrontation. Printed out the form. Said, here's 2 forms. Please sign one. You keep one. We keep one. And I said, have a nice night. And she said, you too. Sometimes people hold a grudge. And it's not my job to make them drop a grudge. But I at least went in there and I was kind and I was nice. And that's how I always am. But when people play me, I don't like that at all. Number 16. If you tell a friend this is a red flag, it's a red flag for you too. I think sometimes we don't want to report the red flags. Sometimes we don't, but we need to be alert to them. Your regret is a sign from the past you. What is it begging you to change in your life? Number 18. What if the sign you want and the sign you need are not the same? That can be a little bit of a conflict for us. Sometimes we have to move backward before we can move forward. Number 19. The most underrated sign you feel calm, not hyped. Number 20, if you need 5 more confirmations, you already know the answer. So when we're trying to get like lots of other acknowledgments because we've gotten no, and we're trying to expect that, the answer is no. Why are we trying to ask for more? Number 21. Sometimes the sign is that every door is closed. It's time to build a window. And maybe you need to build a different size window. Put the window in a different location. We've got to be flexible. And we've also got to listen to the universe. Because the universe is talking to us every single day. Now, that thing that happened with that bakery, not only did I get a nice cake after they did the fixing, not exactly the way I wanted, but it was great, I had to pay for it. And everybody at the party says, oh my gosh, what an amazing cake. And it built my brand because it had a QR code on it. So I was really grateful for that. Number 22. That thing that you keep daydreaming about. Consider it a sign to explore it, not bury it. Number 23. One honest conversation will give you more signs than 100 TikToks. Think about that for a moment. Number 24. If you keep getting the same problem, life is asking for a new response. So as we keep trying to jam the answer down the universe's throat, but really, guys, it's not about that. It's about recognizing that maybe this is not for us. Just maybe. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying maybe it isn't. And if that's the case, then we have to be open to something a little bit different in our lives. Maybe we don't want to hear that, but that's the path we need to be on, right? Number 25, your standards rising is a sign of healing, not being picky. Doesn't mean you're trying to belittle anyone. It's just you raising your standard. I always said this before. You can compare yourself to yourself. Don't compare yourselves to others. Compare yourself to the you were yesterday or the you were a few years ago. but don't you dare compare yourself to anyone else. Number 26, a sign you're growing. You disappoint others less and yourself less. That's important. To me, accountability is always important. Doing the right thing is always important. Even when no one else shows up to help you, it's still important to do the right thing. Number 27, the sign it's time to move. Peace. When you imagine leaving and not staying, that's a sign. Right? I mean, you could ask this. So, what does a dream mean when it shows you don't belong? Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? It reflect feelings of anxiety, insecurity, social isolation, or feeling misunderstood. Signaling your subconscious is processing a lack of acceptance, a struggle with self-worth, or feeling out of place in relationships, work, or life choices. Highlighting a need for genuine connection or self-acceptance. It doesn't mean you need to move. It's just trying to let you know that you need to love yourself more. That's a very, very, I'm going to say key sign that a lot of people, unfortunately, people miss that every single day of their life. Number 28, if you're looking for a sign to start small, this is it. Start small. Embrace that seed that you plant. Nurture it, water it, give it fertilizer, give it space, allow it to grow. You might get a lot of other farmer haters or people that don't want to support you. That's okay. Do it anyway. Number 29, guys. Treat your inner, I don't like this, as data. Don't make everything in your life about drama. I know so many people, they got to make a whole drama play out of their life. And it's just something that some people do because I think they want more attention. They want people to show them value. But if you have to go through all that trouble, it's not worth it. Now, when I create content to inspire people. I don't create content to say I'm better than anybody else. I think that's different from me as a content creator and a video producer, engineer. I respect people, not just because of a situation. I respect people all the time. And I respect all titles, whether that's a sanitational engineer, a garbage collector, whether that's a CEO, CFO, or whether it's a perfect stranger. I was at a party the other night for another not-for-profit that I belong to. It's another holiday party. And I hadn't been able to go in a while because of my work and going to school because I take class at night. And their meeting's always on one of the nights that I go to class. And it was funny. When I walked in the room, a few people said, hey, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. But you could tell it was a false facade. It was not, hey, John, how are you doing? They really didn't care. One or two people, but it was all about them. It was about how high and mighty they are. And I've learned that when people play that game, it's time to say, I don't want to play anymore. You don't have to tell them you don't want to play. Just don't play. Don't show up. Don't include them. Another sign I got was working with a business. Maybe about a year ago we started. And we had a contract that was a verbal contract, a handshake. And just a few months ago, I got called by one of their new interns / internal graphic designers. And she was spending some time on the phone with me. And then she said to me that, we're not going to be moving forward. And I said, well, we have a contract. She says, well, I don't see it. Show it to me and we'll go from there. So because my contract was not on paper or digitally signed contract, they decided to just blow me off. Now, I sent letters to my friend who was actually one of the head officers of the company. He never got my certified letter. It got delivered, but it never got back to me. And I think that's something that a lot of people, I think they wrestle with. But what I want to do is I want to read the letter to you. I'm not going to read the person's name because that would, obviously not be professional. But I want to read the letter to you because I want you to understand, uh, you know, like what's going on and why people do things a certain way. Sometimes people, ladies and gentlemen, they just don't take responsibility. Okay, they just don't take responsibility. It was actually, let me see where I find it here. So it was actually was actually done in Q3 is when we did the meeting. It was sent on October 10th. And this is the letter. Subject: request for meeting, outstanding, yada yada, brochure project. And it had the person's name and it said, "Good day, whoever. I'm sending this letter both by certified mail with return receipt and by regular mail to ensure it reaches you personally and isn't misplaced or delayed in busy office channels. Throughout our collaboration, I've promptly responded in every request from you and your staff, upholding professionalism and ethics for all the years we've known each other. I've always honored my commitments to this project. Frankly, I am disappointed by the recent change in tone and the new requests coming from your staff. Our partnership has historically been based on trust, verbal agreement, and consistent communication. Now being asked to produce a contract proof after so much work has already been delivered and done undermines the relationship and feels, frankly, unfair. I listed the completed projects we did, 3 brochures. Then I put down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The delays with these pieces have been caused by ongoing staff communication issues and repeated changes in direction, not being a lack of effort or readiness on our part. We have been prepared to move forward for months. I believe you still have a financial obligation to fulfill what was promised over a year ago. We have invested significant time, resources, and energy based on our verbal agreement. And this recent handling of the project feels, well, especially unfair, particularly with input from staff who are not part of our original discussions. While I respect your right to make decisions for your organization, I think it is fair and reasonable that we meet to clarify the status of this project and the commitments made to both sides. I would appreciate an opportunity for a direct conversation to resolve concerns and expectations so matters are handled with professionalism and fairness. Thank you for your attention and consideration. Please let me know when you receive this letter and when you would like to meet at either Starbucks for a hot beverage or a slice at the local pizza place. Thank you for your attention and consideration. Warmest regards with gratitude." And then it has my name inside. That letter was delivered, but they tried to say they didn't get it. I remember seeing him at a breakfast. Made a little bit of a change to it, and I sent it to him, and he couldn't read it then. He just put it right in his back pocket. He still sees me at different events, and he'll say hello, like cordial, but he won't really go past that. It's terrible when people placate you. But I only let them do that once. I don't do a strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. I just do a play once. And after that, I don't want to play anymore. Because I'm worth something. My staff is worth something. And the fact that you would parade yourself and waste our time, even when we're charging you, then have to plead to get your money for projects. We don't play like that. The universe was telling me, "Hey, John, these people are not for you. You need to move on. Maybe you'll get them back, or maybe you'll get something better than them." Probably will. Imagine trusting your own inner yes, no, more than any outside signs. I think that's a hard thing for people to trust their inner gut, right? And I believe that happens because of people's, I'm going to say, lack of confidence in themselves. Okay. I think that's really the reason. And it's that reason that propels people forward and also pushes people backward. I've been very apt at learning when people are interested in my conversation or when they're placating me. You can tell. I had one lady I was talking to, and she decides to get up right in mid sentence to go get another drink without even saying, "Excuse me." So some people believe they're top of the world, and they may be in their own mind, but when they can't be humble enough to break bread with me, they're probably not somebody I want to have in my life as a friendship or as a business partnership. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening or watching the ever popular Inspirations for Your Life show with myself, John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, engineer, marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, coach, graduate student, and yes, a passionate lifelong learner. And it's always a privilege and pleasure to be here with you guys every single day on The Daily Show. I have your daily guide here to practical, high impact mindsets, shifts, and things that can help you live boldly, not just comfortably. And I think that's important. So, ladies and gentlemen, if today's episode struck a chord, maybe resonated with you on even a very small or a heavy level, on spotting real life signs, and it said, "Hey, this makes sense," please share with someone who keeps saying they're stuck, but might just be overlooking the clues. And then pick one sign from today's list that hit you the hardest and take one concrete action on it before the day ends. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and please be sure to check out believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing, of course, inspiring creations. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I can't get you to go to the website. I can only suggest. And I can tell you that if you're watching this, you probably want to improve the quality of your life. I always say that if you're not living and you're not growing and not learning, you're dying. So we should learn every day. Have a good one, everyone, and check out believemeachieve.com.